नवीद अकबर है। मैं डायरेक्टर जनरल हूँ नظیر انکم سپورٹ پروگرام में इस्लामाबाद में देखता हूँ मैं मुख्तलिफ डाटाबेस को और जो कैश ट्रांसफ़र प्रोग्राम है। ये जो व्हीकल्स जो आज हमने लॉन्च किए हैं बलूचिस्तान में, इसका हमारा बुनियादी मकसद ये है कि जो लोग दूर दराज इलाकों में रहते हैं और जिनकी शहरों तक रसाई नहीं है, वो आके उनको बड़े मसाइल पेश आते थे, उनका किराया लगता था तो और उनको बार बार चक्कर लगाने पड़ते थे। मैं मिसाल देता हूँ कि अगर किसी दिन वो आए और हमारा सिस्टम काम नहीं किया तो अगले दिन फिर उनको आना पड़ता था। तो ये सारी चीज़ें मद्देनज़र रखते हुए हमने ये फ़ैसला किया कि हम जो है वो बजाय वो हमारे पास आए हम उन तक जाएंगे। तो उसलिए हम ये व्हीकल्स का हमने किया और ये अभी सिर्फ बलूचिस्तान और सिंध के ज़्यादातर बलूचिस्तान में और सिंध के सिर्फ 5 अजला में हमने पहले फ़ेज़ में किया और हमारी कोशिश ये है कि इंशाल्लाह हम पहली प्रायोरिटी पे जो बलूचिस्तान के बाकी ज़िले रह गए हैं वहाँ पे इसको लॉन्च करें। इसमें जो बेसिकली सहूलियात मैसर होंगी वो ये है कि एक तो जो सर्वे है प्रोग्राम में शामिल होने के लिए वो हम करेंगे। ये हर गांव में जाएगी, ये हर यूनियन कौंसिल में जाएगी, हर तहसील में जाएगी और वहाँ के लोगों को कवर करेगी। सर्वे के अलावा जो बच्चों की इनरोलमेंट है, जो स्कूल का हमारा प्रोग्राम है जिसमें हम इजाफी कैश ग्रांट देते हैं, वो भी इस व्हीकल के ज़रिए हम कर सकेंगे। और फ्यूचर में हम नादरा के साथ बात करें, इससे नादरा की MR भी होती है तो नादरा का ID कार्ड बनाने की भी सहूलत यहाँ पे मैसर होगी। और हमारी कोशिश ये है कि हम पेमेंट्स या ATM की सर्विसेज भी जो है वो इसके साथ लिंक करें। तो ये एक आप समझ लें कि 1 विंडो सर्विस है जो कि बिस्प के जितने भी प्रोग्राम्स हैं उसकी तमाम चीज़ें जो है वो इस एक व्हीकल्स के थ्रू जो है वो इंशाल्लाह हम लोगों को फराहम करेंगे।
इस मुल्क की ताउन से जो वैन सर्विस दी गई और कितनी वैन बलूचिस्तान को मिली और कितने लोग इससे मुस्तफीद होंगे?
देखिए ये हमारा और जो जर्मनी की गवर्नमेंट है उनके इश्तराक से ये मंसूबा हमने जो है डिज़ाइन किया था। बलूचिस्तान में अभी 19 अजला में है ये पहले फ़ेज़ में, 5 हमने जिस तरह बताया सिंध में और 1 हमने इस्लामाबाद के जो दूर दराज इलाके हैं उनको कवर करने के लिए किया है। तो ये अभी पहले फ़ेज़ में है, 19 अजला हम कवर कर रहे हैं
बलूचिस्तान के किन इलाकों में जो है
जी 19 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स हैं। उसमें अबारान है, चागी है, क्वेटा है, ग्वादर है, लसबेला है, केच है। तो ये तकरीबन 19 अजला हैं जो कि हम आपको लिस्ट फराहम कर देंगे। वहाँ पे ये बेसिकली हमने वो ज़िले चुने हैं जो सबसे ज़्यादा दूर अफ्तादा हैं या दूर दराज है, उनको हमने इस फेज़ में चूज़ किया।
सर, इसका कुछ शिकायतें यहाँ पे मिली है हमें, यहाँ पे जो हमला होता है वो अपना से भी लेते हैं या करवाते हैं, इस हवाले से
देखिए जो सर्वे की रजिस्ट्रेशन है वो तो बिल्कुल फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है, कोई किसी किस्म की फ़ीस नहीं है। अगर किसी को कुछ शिकायत है तो हमारा टोल फ्री नंबर हमारा है 0800-26477, उस पर लोग शिकायत कर सकते हैं। हमारे तहसील दफातर में शिकायत कर सकते हैं। असल में होता ही है कि कुछ जेन्युइनली कहीं पे एक शिकायत आती है, लोग काट रहे होते हैं, कुछ आपको पता है कि लोग इल्ज़ाम भी बहुत लगाते हैं। हमारी कोशिश है, हमने अपने स्टाफ को भी बताया है कि अपनी क्यू मैनेजमेंट रखें, किसी को जो है वो अपना सिफारिश पे किसी का काम ना करें। तो होता जब ये है कि जब किसी का काम नहीं होता तो वो फिर उनके खिलाफ प्रोपेगेंडा भी करते हैं। तो ये दोनों चीज़ें जो हमने देखनी होती हैं और हमारा इसके ऊपर बड़ा सख्त वो है, किसी किस्म की कोई फ़ीस नहीं है रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए, बिल्कुल फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है।
सर, ये जो कार्डों के जरिए ATM कार्ड जारी किए जाएँ वो बेहतर नहीं रहेगा बजाय जो देखिए काफ़ी कर रहे हैं?
देखिए जो ATM कार्ड्स हैं ना उसके ज़रिए हम तकरीबन कोई 7 साल पैसे देते रहे। 2012 से लेकर 2019 तक लोग ATM कार्ड से पैसे लेते रहे। उसका सबसे जो बड़ा मसला है ना वो ये है कि 3 मसले में सामने आए। एक तो ये है कि हम खातून खाना को देते हैं तो खातून खाना से ATM जो है वो ले लिया जाता था, क्योंकि पिन होती है, ATM कार्ड होता है और हमें नहीं पता होता कि कौन यूज़ कर रहा है। फिर हमें ये भी पता चला कि ख़वातीन अपने ATM कार्ड बेच भी देती हैं। यानी किसी ने कहा कि जी ये आप इकट्ठे 50,000 रुपया ले लें और आप ATM कार्ड हमें दे दें। तो इस तरह के मसाइल थे जिसकी वजह से हमने, और फिर ATM कार्ड का सबसे बड़ा मसला होता है कि अगर किसी बेनिफिशियरी की डेथ हो गई है तो हमें नहीं पता चलता कि वो जिंदा है या जो है उसकी फौतगी हो गई है। तो ATM कार्ड यूज़ होता रहता है, लोग पैसे निकालते रहते हैं। तो इसलिए अब ये जो बायोमेट्रिक वाला निज़ाम है वो हमने शुरू किया। इसमें मसाइल हैं, लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रैवलिंग करनी पड़ती है। उसका जो हल हमने निकाला है वो ये किया है कि इंशाल्लाह 1 जुलाई से 2 बैंकों से हम 6 बैंकों में चले जाएंगे। अभी हमारे पास सिर्फ HBL है, यहाँ पे 1 बैंक है। अब यहाँ पे 1 बैंक की बजाय 6 बैंक होंगे। और दूसरी जो बात है वो ये है कि हर यूनियन कौंसिल लेवल के ऊपर पेमेंट डिस्पर्स होगा, यानी एक पेमेंट एजेंट हर यूनियन कौंसिल में होगा। तो इससे हमें उम्मीद है कि लोगों को आसानियाँ हो जाएंगी।
ओवरऑल कितने हो जो मुस्तकीन فائدہ اٹھا رہے ہیں؟
تقریباً بلوچستان میں کوئی 5.25 لاکھ خاندان ہیں جو کہ پروگرام سے فائدہ اٹھا رہے ہیں.
تھینک یو سر.
تھینک یو جی.
Ready? Okay. So my name is Dr. Franz. I work for GIZ, German International Cooperation, which is the German government's own development cooperation company. And I'm responsible for a program of cooperation with BISP and with the Sehat Sahulat card programs. I'm the team leader of the GIZ advisor team. And I've been participating in this project of mobile registration from the very beginning. And our project has organized the procurement and the development of these vehicles in cooperation with BISP, but also with NADRA.
Sir, will Germany continue these kind of activities, especially in education and health, like today you negotiate this activity?
Well, this is an ongoing activity, and for us, this is only the beginning, because German technical cooperation is not on investments or financing of vehicles, the hardware, but we have just provided the hardware in order to continue working with BISP on the development of the services, and also with the government and the authorities of Baloochistan. So we have a total of 25 of these vehicles were developed, custom made for the purpose, and 19 of them are being handed over today officially here in Baloochistan, and 5 are in Sindh, and 1 is in Islamabad. For that one is also for allowing all other organizations at the central level to gain some experience with this new type of service.
So these vans are Ural, Baloochistan district, or only for Quetta?
They're for the whole of Baloochistan. The way I understand it, Baloochistan is too big to be covered, fully covered with 19 of these vehicles, yes? So that is, it's just a start. I'm not an expert in this, but I've heard that the minimum is 30 or 40 of such vehicles if you really want to have regular services everywhere in the whole big province. But 19 is a very good start, and BISP and also I think your authorities here are specialists in setting the priorities. So they know exactly where to go first, and that's of course more important than being everywhere all at once.
Baloochistan in population 80% living under the below of the poverty. That is a great initiative the German people and with the collaboration of the government of Pakistan taken the initiative and my question is that if German government and with the collaboration of the government of Pakistan, we need skillful youth in our interior Baloochistan, because
and there is no fight against poverty that does not also prepare for people for getting out of poverty. So you cannot fight for poverty by just helping people eat and make a living, but you also have to prepare them for being out of poverty. And so you're right. The German government, and with us and also its other instruments, the Development Bank and all its partnerships, is supporting the Enkum Support Program, for example. And that one, as you know, also gives conditional cash transfers for schooling. Yeah, so there is a big program for schooling, which is part of what you're mentioning. But there is also a big program nationwide called TVET, which provides centers of excellence for professional training. And there are programs mostly active in Punjab, because our cooperation cannot be everywhere, working on better jobs in the textile industry and other industries. So German government is working big style in several areas of work on the issues that you have just mentioned. And back to your question, yes, of course. that BISP has not one but two important functions. One is its impressive program to provide the 10 million poorest families with income support. And that's the one that was obvious. But the other one was for me a discovery, that is the establishment of the National Socioeconomic Registry. I just thought this is just a vehicle to get your money on the road, but no, it's not at all. That is really one of the key functions, because it has so far made sure that every poor household is known to the providers of social assistance. And that's not only to the providers of income support by BISP program, but any provider of social assistance can know these beneficiaries. Three things were still in need of further development at the time GIZ joined the partners supporting BISP. Not all households in need were known to the registry. One of the most important reasons for this was the difficulty of reaching those living far and apart. And you here in Baloochistan know this, that a household survey will have a difficult time in actually finding all the households to be surveyed, which was actually the case here in Baloochistan. So people missed out. Another one is that many needs arise only after registration, so people can get suddenly poor, or they can get suddenly non-poor, and all those people are not in a classical registry. Sudden changes in the needs of an entire population, such in the case of a pandemic or a diluvial flood, could not easily be registered to provide rapid targeted assistance. So rapid changes, all of a sudden there's a whole group of people who were not needy before, and all of a sudden they are in big numbers. That system was not made for that. And the third one, that may be the most important, the households themselves were not sure to know about their own entitlements and the services they could turn to in case of need. Yeah, and that's also part of such a registry, that the people who are benefiting should know about this. This is why GIZ introduced the notion of mobile registration services for people living in remote areas. We were thinking at the time that such areas could be served in many parts of the country, and this is most certainly true. But the moment we presented our idea to the BISP leadership, the word Baloochistan came into play. I didn't expect that, but that happened very quickly. Yeah? And I remember learning one of the most important lessons about Pakistan and the development of a Pakistani welfare state in that very moment. Increasing equity, solidarity, and welfare in the real world requires highly skilled priority setting. So it's not good enough to say this is a service for every citizen, because you cannot provide the same service in the same way to every citizen. And since you cannot provide all the services all at once, you have to set priorities. And this is what happened at that moment. While there are many poor Pakistanis living in remote places, Baloochistan as a whole is a province where living remotely from social services is the norm. That's the normal thing here. So when it comes to the aims of BISP, Baloochistan is unique. And obviously, so will be Balochistan's system of social protection. It has to be different from other systems of social protection because Balochistan is different. And so our proposal of introducing mobile registration vans for Pakistan as a whole to increase the outreach became a program to provide Balochistan with a tool to develop its own unique system of outreach of its social protection services. I will not go into further details here. I'm sure that everyone in the room knows much better than us at GIZ what this instrument of mobile registration can be and become for Balochistan. After all, we are technical cooperation, so for us, this investment is not the end point, but the beginning of our work to develop useful services for the poor. And that's why here it doesn't say mobile registration van, but it says mobile registration center, because it's not the van that we are launching here, it is the service that is possible because of this van. And that has to be developed. So with our project, we will be standing firmly at the side of BISP and its partners here in Balochistan, that's you, when the services using the vans are being developed and optimized. And in my view, this only just starts now. Just one more remark, perhaps the central message that I would like to convey to you today. Social protection is the sole responsibility and task for the provinces in Pakistan. I believe that the reasons for this are very valid. It is a political choice, but I think it's a valid one. Balochistan is the best example. Only Balochistan can develop a system of social protection that meets the very specific needs of the Balochis, and to enhance and use the strong systems of social solidarity that are deep-rooted in the society here. This is why our German contribution to the great work of BISP is first and foremost a contribution to the work of the government and authorities of Balochistan. While BISP can and will provide the mobile registration services that make social protection accessible to all people in Balochistan, all this will lead to is little or nothing if there are no social protection services from Balochistan itself attached to this. So please consider this tool that we have provided to BISP, a tool that we are providing to you, and please use it as intensively as you can. Please consider it your tool. Thank you very much.